given, I can't help you unless you help yourself. Hey, homegirls. I know y'all are going to kill me. Y'all like, Key, you be giving me all these good videos and then you take breaks as if we can afford for you to be taking a break. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I promise I'm going to do better. But if you are new here, welcome to the Responsible Homegirl YouTube channel. I am Kiani, the Responsible Homegirl. And this is a space that I created so that we can stop wasting our money and start managing our money. So I'm pretty sure you clicked on this video because you want to learn more about Biden, student loan forgiveness, all of that good stuff. However, I believe that no matter what financial goals that you have, whether that's buying a new house, paying off credit card debt, increasing your credit scores, saving money, all of that stuff begins with budgeting, okay? So 2 months ago, I came out with my very first, well, not my very first, but this new and improved budgeting planner. And it's really a planner to help you get organized with your money and learn how to budget on a consistent basis. And not just the practical stuff, but really how to shift your mindset around budgeting. So it's something that I'm super proud of. Here is the planner. This is my personal copy, so you can probably see all the fingerprints and different stuff on it. But if you're new here, go to theresponsiblehomegirl.com/budgeting planner. And I want you to go there and get a full look at the planner. Like, you can look at the inside, look at the pages, get a sneak peek behind the scene, and pick up you a copy of this planner because, like I said, every financial goal that you have begins with budgeting. So let's hop right into this video about student loan forgiveness, okay? So for one, it's April. If you don't know, April is Financial Literacy Month. So it is a month that I am super excited about because people in the personal finance community, we are just more intentional. We're just, I don't even know the word for it. We're just like extra about sharing financial education. So this year I'm like, how can I share something different, something that people really need more of outside of just, your budgeting, your saving, your building your credit, all of that different stuff. And honestly, y'all, I did not have the idea. But one day I was laying down and my aunt texted me and she was like, hey, I heard that the Biden administration just released something else about student loan forgiveness for nurses. Do you know anything about it? And I'm like, I don't, but let me do some research. Now, if you're new here, you're not going to know, but if you're old, of course you do know. I don't have any student loans. I went to college completely debt-free, praise God. So I'm not always up to date on student loan stuff because I'm not actively researching that stuff. And after researching it, I realized that there's not even a whole lot of people broadcasting it. So if you're not actively like going to research and look for the information yourself, it's absolutely no way that you're going to know this stuff because nobody's talking about it. And I hate to make general statements like that and say, oh, nobody isn't talking about it. But I'm for real. I don't see anyone talking about how do you actually qualify for student loan forgiveness. What do you need to do to get your student loans forgiven? Because believe it or not, it's not going to fall into your lap. It's not just like you're going to wake up one morning, you get an email and, oh my God, my student loans are forgiven. No, it does not work like that. There are certain things that you have to put in place. And I'm going to talk about 3 of the things that I learned just from research. Now, before I hop into these things, at the end of this video, if you believe that this video has been valuable to you, you have student loans and you want somebody to walk you through the process, I want you to register for my upcoming class this Thursday, April 11th, called Can You Pay My Bills? Can you pay my telephone bills? Hey. All my Destiny Child fans, stand up. So Can You Pay My Bills is a student loan forgiveness workshop where we're going to be talking about student loan forgiveness, how to get in position. Because I'm going to say this again, student loan forgiveness is not going to fall into your lap. There are things that you have to do that people are not talking about, okay? The link to register is in my description. So yeah, let's get into the video. First thing that I learned is in order to qualify for student loan forgiveness, you have to have 120 qualified payments. So if we think about 120 qualified payments, there's 12 months in a year. If we do the math on that, 120 divided by 12 months is 10 years. So you have to be paying on your student loans for 10 years to even qualify for student loan forgiveness. Now you might be like, dang, 10 years? I want y'all to think about it. If you graduate from high school and you're 22 years old, by the time you are 32, your student loans could be forgiven. Now, here's the caveat. Here's the thing that I'm like, why are y'all not telling folks how to get in possession? Those 120 qualified payments, you can also get enrolled into an income-based driven repayment plan. One particular plan that Biden and his team has really been putting a lot of emphasis on is called the SAVE plan. And SAVE stands for Saving on a Valuable Education. I think that's what it stands for. If not, I'll put a little thing on the side. But SAVE stands for Saving on a Valuable Education. And it is one of the newest and most up-to-date income-based driven repayment plan. So the government is essentially looking at your income, your family size, and saying, okay, based on this is what you can afford to pay. So it's not like you're going to be paying hundreds of dollars on your student loans because you are on a income-based driven repayment plan. Now, some people have student loan payments as low as $0 a month. And guess what? Those payments count towards your 120 qualified payments. So say for instance, and I just read an article the other day, I'm gonna insert the stat as well here. It was like 4 million Americans got their student loans forgiven for a year or something like that. So when I saw the headline, I was like, that's interesting. Only 1 year? What's that about? So I clicked on it and I read how these people have been enrolled into the SAVE plan and their payment is $0 a month. 12 of those payments are going to count towards their 120 qualified payments. So I'm telling everybody that I know, even if, say for instance, you don't qualify for student loan forgiveness right now, it's okay. Still get inside of this income-based driven repayment plan called SAVE and just see what it is that you will qualify for. Because if you can get $0 a month based on your income and family size, and they have made so many changes. So even if you've applied in the past and you didn't get it or the payment was too high, apply it again and just see, because a lot of changes are being made. So I'm gonna just recap that again because I feel like I was talking a lot. Get enrolled in SAVE, which is an income-based driven repayment plan where the government looks at your income, your family size, and they give you a monthly payment based on those numbers. There are people, millions of people, who have payments that are as little as $0 a month, and those $0 a month payments still count towards the 120 qualified payments that you need if you want to be in position for student loan forgiveness. The government is like giving, if you help me, I'll help you. No, not even that. It's giving, I can't help you unless you help yourself. You get what I'm saying? So it's no different than a child like, oh my gosh, I know like my little sister, she'll be like, can you open this bottle of water for me? Have you tried to open the bottle of water? Make it easy for me to help you, because once I see that you have tried, now I'm more willing to help. And the government, to me, is giving that same energy. Okay, if I've seen that you have consistently paid on your student loans for 10 years and you are doing work that benefits the public, why wouldn't I? Let me help you. So that's why I said in one of my videos, probably about a few days ago, not paying on your student loans can really stop you from getting student loan forgiveness. I know most of us, we make jokes like, I'm never paying them people back, or Jesus paid it all. Like, I done heard so many things when it comes to student loan forgiveness, but I'm telling you, not paying on your student loans disqualifies you for student loan forgiveness. Okay? All right, now this leads into my next point. When we think about the typical jobs that people will qualify for, we think nurses, we think teachers, we think firefighters, we think police officers. Like, it's so many more professions and careers than that. And what I've learned is it's less about the profession and more about the actual company, the organization, the entity. Because yes, those are public service workers, but at the same time, you can work for a nonprofit organization that has a 501c3 and you can qualify as a public service worker and be qualified for student loan forgiveness. So instead of you just assuming and thinking, oh, because I work as an administrative assistant, I don't qualify for student loan forgiveness. That might not be true. You can be an administrative assistant, and depending on the company that you work for, it can be qualified as a public service. You can be qualified as a public service worker. So one interesting thing that I found as I was doing research was the federal government has this database where you can type in your company's EIN number and they'll actually tell you whether or not the company qualifies. Now, the reason that I put qualifies in quotes is because even if they don't qualify, it's a whole entire process that you can go through so that your company can get qualified. So it's just like so many opportunity out there for student loan forgiveness. And I'm not saying that it's easy because I haven't gone through the process myself, but I am so ready to see, like, based off of the information that I share and how I give people these 1, 2, 3 steps, or you should do this. And no, this video is not about this. This video is really just to expose you of what is possible and wake you up so that you can start giving your student loans some attention. But at class, when I actually go through what it is that you should be doing and how to get started, how to get this process started, I'm really interested to see what people monthly payments are. And then we're going to talk about, even if your student loans are in default, the government has something for that as well. It's a program called Fresh Start. But I just got exposed to so much information about student loan forgiveness. And I realized the same way you got your student loans way back when you was in college, you can get rid of them student loans, okay? It's just going to actually take you giving your loans some attention. You cannot ignore them and pretend like they don't exist and think that the forgiveness is going to fall into your lap. It's not going to happen. The government is giving very much, let me see you helping you before I help you. Period. And I mean, I can't necessarily blame them. Another thing, it's 2024. It is an election year. I promise you, you have not missed the wave. Especially if you're listening to this and you're like, oh, I already been paying on my student loans. Like, there's a whole nother route that you can look into because so many things have changed. And like I said, because it's an election year, I know for a fact Biden and his team, they're going to be very strategic with getting more people student loan forgiveness and use it as leverage. And it's a great thing because for millions of Americans to have their student loans forgiven, and before it was only 7,000 people until they made changes, that is great. 7,000, 4 million, that is a whole lot of progress. And I know we have so much more progress to make and loans to forgive. But the most important thing, I believe, is getting people this information so that they're in position. So if something else happens, it won't be like, oh, no, you can't get your student loans forgiven because you haven't paid on them in 5 years. No, let's at least get into an income-based driven repayment plan. See if we work for a qualified employer and navigate this space in a way that even if your loans have not gotten forgiven, now they have potential to be forgiven later on. I'm telling y'all, it's updates all the time. I'm looking all the time at what's being updated because I know that it's going to benefit and change a whole lot of lives. But it's not going to change your life if you're not in position. So like I said before, this video is great, but if you want to have more of like a detailed process about all of it, I want to encourage you to come to my class on Thursday, April 11th, called Can You Pay My Bills? Where we're going to be talking about, I don't know why I be singing that as if I can sing, but where we're going to be talking about all things student loan forgiveness. And if you're watching this and it's past April 11th, it is okay. You can click the link to join my Patreon where the replay to that class is, and so many other classes that I've held in the past. You can get access to it, watch it. And yeah, if you have any questions, slide in your girl DMs on Instagram at @theresponsibleHomegirl, or you can send me an email, theresponsibleHomegirl@gmail.com. But I hope this video was super duper helpful. I hope that you learn why you should stop ignoring your student loans and actually give them some attention. And last but not least, no matter what you got going on, no matter what you want to do financially, It all begins with budgeting. So if you have not ordered your copy of the Responsible Homegirl Planner yet, make sure you go to theresponsiblehomegirl.com, pick up your planner, and get in a habit of budgeting. Budgeting is not something that we do at the top of the year or once a month. No, we budget every single time we get paid, and we budget based on our lifestyle. Like, this is the last thing I want to say before this video, because I just strongly believe that when people hear the word budgeting, they think about limitations and restricting themselves. Budgeting is not about that. Budgeting is about putting a plan in place so you can be proactive about where your money is going versus being reactive. And at the end of the 2 weeks or however often you get paid, you're not looking at your bank account saying, where did my money go? That's not a good time to ask. You want to get in front of it and actually plan. So on paydays, we plan. On paydays, we plan. And this is the tool that we use to make a plan on payday. So theresponsiblehomegirl.com to order your Girl Stop Wasting Your Money, Responsible Homegirl Budgeting Planner. And yeah, I hope to see you this Thursday, April 11th at 6:30 p.m. for Can You Pay My Bills? A workshop on all things student loan forgiveness. See y'all. Thank you so much for watching this video. And always remember, with exposure, execution, and consistency, there is absolutely nothing you can't do. See y'all in the next video.